last 2 months have honestly been hell. So if you guys don't know, but you might not know, I started this YouTube channel about a year ago. I've been posting on it irregularly for a year, only about a month ago at this point. Honestly, the end of May, I started taking YouTube seriously and, pivoting content, actually actively making content. And with that being said, I have been feeling a little bit stagnant. Actually, let's change what's on the background. I put the Calling Games trailer on, the first one from a couple months ago on. I don't think they can copyright strike me from this far, so we're gonna let it rock. So, like I was saying, so it's been about a year and some change. We're about at 355 subscribers. First of all, to me, that is huge. We basically went from under 100 to over 300 in the span of a couple weeks. That growth, I have been reluctant to say out loud. I don't want to jinx anything, but I have been ecstatic on the inside. The last 2 months, what's pushed me to make this content is I got my first job, or my first real job, I should say, in quotation marks, as I've had jobs in the past, but I wouldn't want to say sketchy, that's not the right way to put it, but I was a surfer for this place called Vendetti's. They ended up getting shut down within 4 months. They wanted me to have my own change, buy my own outfit. It was a mess, and they weren't scheduling me right at all. For context, I went training, so I did training for the whole weekend. Sunday, I don't hear anything back until Thursday, right? That same Thursday, they called me saying, can you come in today? And can you come in here's your schedule. Completely unannounced, radio silence for 4 days. I thought I got fired. So, but that could have been on me. I don't think so, because the entire operation was sketch. The other employees had multiple jobs. The manager wasn't the numbers were mismatched. It was ridiculous. My next job, which was what we started on back in January, was Arby's. The worst mistake of my life, but that mistake is probably how I'm going to get out of the mud, if you will, because it was such a horrible experience working at Arby's. Now, granted, it was Arby's. It was never going to be good at all. There was no way this was going to be good. But I needed the bread, and I needed to get a job at some point. I was just sick of being broke. Really, a motherfucker just wanted some more gas. And for being completely honest with you, literally, I wanted to smoke, and I didn't have gas in my car. So I had to do what I had to do. Got that job. Horrible experience. Completely ghetto experience for me. It was so bad. They were actively deciding if I should work. They were deciding my shifts in front of me. I'll never forget, I walk in, I said, hey, did you get my text? Because I asked for extra hours. I asked to work, just extra hours. I think it was just an extra day or two. I think I worked Saturday, Sunday, so I wanted to work Friday, Thursday. They literally, I clocked in, they're like, should we let him work? Shauna's still deciding. That's my manager's name. What's her name? I think she quit. I don't care. The point is, my God, it was just a shitty experience, dude. My manager, Ashley, fuck her. Seriously. No, that was some bullshit. She wasn't teaching me for shit. I tell you, it was the first time I got degraded on by a boss. microwave food, which is just like, it's crazy. It was an eye-opening experience, man. I was miserable. Like, granted, the last 2 months, so for context, I say the last 2 months because it's been 2 months in between when I quit and when I got this new job. But I don't know which one was more miserable, working there or being unemployed. They kind of balanced out each other because on one hand, working at Arby's, and for context, I was pretty slow at the job. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say it was completely not their fault, but at the same time, for further context, I was the youngest employee at 20 years old. Everyone there was pushing 30. There were no teenagers in there. So, and everyone had been there for 3+ years. So I'm assuming with the context, I'm assuming what's going on, or what was going on, with a little bit of hindsight, is they hadn't taught anyone. Like, this is my first fast food job. Like, I was a server, but I was backline. First time prepping food. So they were trying to get me up to speed while not teaching me properly. Everyone kind of had their own way of doing shit at this point because it's been years. You know, you just gotta pump out that food no matter what. But when you're teaching someone that manner, it's terrible, especially because it's my first time handling food. I kid you not. That shit was whack, man. I would never recommend. It was $12 an hour, so it could have been worse, but you could do a lot better too. So for anyone else working at Arby's, I don't know how it is for y'all, but I pray for y'all. Good luck getting through it. Anyone else to the fast food? Like, I saw a worker at Shake Shack, and I was like, dude, the pain of you not clocking out until 12 at best, and that's assuming dishes are washed. That's assuming you don't have any stingy late night customers. I couldn't go back to that. Now, thankfully, by God's grace, we do have a much better job. Now, I won't say what it is yet, because it's so new, and at this point, I don't know if it matters, but it's always just in case a video bangs, and I don't want to get, like, doxed in quotation marks. I mean, but yeah, it was a terrible experience working at Arby's. I think it was such a powerful lesson that, you know what it feels like? It feels like when the Odd Ones Out made a video about Subway. I could make videos about that terrible experience for every day there was a joke. I'm telling you. Like, my last shift was, first of all, I knew it was my last shift because they didn't even have to say anything. Ooh, that sounds really good. Oh yeah, I can hear y'all here. some sympathy for these people. You have to, yes, I understand it's annoying when your order's messed up, but they are not getting paid anything to redo your order. They're just not, especially when there's some even more bigger assholes out there. People have lost their lives over fast food. The Popeyes stabbing is insane. So, but this economy sucks.